You got that going?
I think so.
Hey, how about that quick change? That was pretty good, right?
Show prep.
Show prep. Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. Look what we have. We have the batteries. Let's see, let me put it into this shot. There we go. The batteries. Now, hold on a second. It's over here. It's this direction. Are you going to make fun of my keys? Is that what you plan to do?
I knew that they.
You didn't know that they.
I knew you had other digits.
I've been raised up to the janitor level. I like that. Custodian Bruce. Ladies and gentlemen, look who's here. I got that done. I got Len Wells on the screen. How about that?
Right this time.
I did spell it right. It's very difficult to mess that up, but I suspect it's done all the time. I suspect that's true. Len Welch is here. And we're going to talk about all kinds. Where am I on this one? We're going to talk about all kinds of a wide variety of subjects today here on the Big Show. What?
We are.
Well, a few things. Okay. By the way, scoot this way. You're a little bit too far that way. If I may say, Len, I do appreciate you dressing up to be here.
Thank you.
Did they lose your clothes in the airport when you flew in?
That's part of the problem right there.
Really?
The other part is
Well, you were just.
I don't have an excuse.
You were just staying. You were staying at the Airbnb down the street.
I decided to go for comfort, not speed.
Well, it is a.
Thank you very much.
It is a.
It's winter time, so I wore a sweatshirt.
It's a winter time. You want to be ready in case your car gets stuck.
Yes, that's
which
like,
unless you get in the mud, you're probably not going to get stuck right now. The ice is gone.
Well, no, that's why I bought the ice. That's part of the getting stuck thing.
I'm sorry, hon. I can't make it home. I forgot I was going to ask you about something right as we got started here, and I can't remember what it was.
Well, I can tell you
the batteries threw me off.
I'm just so glad that I came up on Thursday and Wednesday. It was so foggy. It was terrible.
It is wonderful. Oh yeah, that was going to explain why I didn't do the show earlier today.
Well, because of the fog.
Because of the fog. It's supposed to be foggy. It's foggy this morning too, right?
Yes, it is.
Here on this,
and it rained,
but not nearly as bad as Wednesday.
And there's been rain in the forecast just about every day the rest of this week. So there.
I don't think you've got that on. How about you turn that on now that you've got the batteries in there?
How's that?
Oh,
people, can you hear me better now?
I can hear you better now. Yeah, and you've got it leaning on the. What'd you do to this thing?
Nothing. Well, this is going to be the first 15 minutes of the show is trying to figure out how the microphone works.
No, we're gonna switch stands.
How's that better? Is that better now? Better now or now better?
That's better now.
Better now or now? That's like the.
But now the camera keeps changing focus on us for some.
It's kind of like the optometer. Better now or now better? Now better.
See, that's because you keep moving your hand up. You just moved your hand out there to refocused on your hand. Now it's refocused on us. You're You're not helping.
Sit still. Sit still. Well, if you had a producer and a director and camera operators,
I do.
You do not.
I do. It's me. All 5. Floor stage manager.
Who's the four score and 30?
I'm the stage manager, for crying out. Ladies and gentlemen, Len Wells is here.
Now that the show's half over.
We just got started. It's only 5:45. Welcome to Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here.
Batteries, come on.
We have apparently a clock out of order.
Boy, do we ever.
How come that clock isn't moving, though, is it?
Yeah, it is. It's moving. The second hand's moving.
Well, I know, but it keeps staying on 640 or 546.
The battery is kaput.
Something's kaput. You always like to help out with the community events. Ladies and gentlemen.
Have we got some good ones?
Not particularly, but
because I like big ones.
Well, if you are in actually, none of these are very fun, Len. One of them is fun.
Okay.
The Hope Center of Albion, Hope Center 23 West Cherry in Albion on the 4th Thursday of every month, this being the 4th Thursday,
yes.
January 25th. Thank you so much for tuning in.
What do we have?
They host a cancer support group. The group meets at 11 a.m., is open to cancer survivors as well as patients, caregivers, as led by Felicia Smith, Dan Woodward. For more information, you can call them at 445-6028.
And not everything about recovery is is medicine and medical
That's
care.
right.
A lot of it's really and truly.
858-8468.
Very
You're kind
nice.
of you could go to that. You are
Yes.
qualified to.
I am a
head to that.
caregiver. Yep.
A caregiver. I am a survivor with my dad 25 years
Sure,
ago, I guess.
sure. Those things are important. I'm glad they're doing that.
Well, I'm not a survivor. Wait a minute. I would be of a.
I don't know what you are, Bruce.
I don't think I qualify.
No, you don't. But you could go.
I could
as,
go.
As a supporter.
I says I would love to.
You
help out those.
being in athletics, you could be an athletic supporter if you wanted to.
What else is going on,
I don't
ladies
have
and
a-
gentlemen? Up at the Tuscan Hills Winery. And
Showtime.
that's a 2200 Historic Hills Drive out on that's the north edge of Effingham. You ever been to Tuscan Hills Winery?
I have not.
It's very nice. You could go up there tonight at 7 p.m.
Showtime.
Name that tune.
Bring them all out. What? Name that tune.
They're playing Name That Tune tonight.
Is that the Alana Morissette show or what, the one you were telling me about?
That
now?
was Jagged Little Pill.
Oh, that won't be doing that.
Entirely different.
Okay.
This is in, they're probably, a lot of times they name that.
Name that tune. Okay. It's always fun when I come up.
Oh, wait till we start talking about what we're going to talk about. Yeah,
Then a
people
lot
think
of-
we're already doing it.
Then it'll become very evident.
Yeah. So, name that tune at the Tuscan Hills Winery at 7 o'clock tonight. Also in Effingham County, there's a free recovery wellness group every Thursday at Kirby Foods.
Oh, I thought that was going to be at the winery. No,
No, it's not.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's not at the winery.
Boy, that would be more fun.
Effingham ROSC provides a recovery wellness group every Thursday at
Very
Kirby
nice.
Foods at the Iron Horse Cafe.
I've not been there. I've heard of it, Tom.
It's a nice little place right there off the Kirby Foods. It's hosted by ROSC's recovery navigator Felicia DePoyster.
I know
This
Felicia.
group is all inclusive. All form of recovery are invited.
Cool.
And no cost to attend. Again, this is every Thursday at what time?
7.
Kirby Foods. It doesn't say. What'd I say?
Well, it's
It didn't say 7.
this is this evening. Just go up there until the crowd shows up.
Yeah, somebody will be there. Somebody will be
Absolutely.
there, so you'll have that opportunity.
Lay on the horn till
That'll be
it
fun.
comes out.
That'll be a good time. What else going on today, ladies and gentlemen? Here you go.
Irish coffee.
January 25th is National Irish Coffee Day. This kicks off each year with a mug of strong coffee, Irish whiskey, sugar, and topped with a layer of cream.
Oh my goodness.
All right, now I have they know exactly when and where the Irish cream was invented. Where
know.
would you think the Irish
Dublin.
cream?
Dublin.
It was in Ireland. It was,
Well, it wasn't Dublin.
no.
County Cork.
On a cold, wet day in this year,
It was a dark and stormy night.
weary travelers to the small Shannon Airport in
Shannon
southwest Ireland
Pilot.
found their way to a restaurant and Chef Joe Sheridan.
I know Joe. Hey, Joe. Hey,
What
Joe.
would you do that hurly burly? What is that? What it is?
Something like that.
Something like that.
That
To
pretty
warm his
girly.
It's what?
What'd you do with that pretty girly?
Pretty girly. We're hurly burly.
Yeah, hurly burly.
It rhymes with it. To warm his guests, he served them hot coffee,
Hot coffee.
spiked with whiskey and topped with whipped cream. The passengers asked if the beverage was a Brazilian coffee. He said, heck no,
Oh.
it's Irish
Irish.
coffee.
Sure and
Travel
sure.
writer Stanton Delaplane
I know him.
brought Irish coffee to the United States after having it at Shannon Airport. So what
Shannon
year do you think this occurred? I've already told you it's an airport, so I'll give you
A 10-year gap, maybe a 10-year.
I'll give you a 10-year gap each direction.
1956.
So close.
Really?
1942.
42. Wow.
14 years off.
Back during the early days of
you're
aviation
close.
then.
Delaplane brought the idea to the Buena Vista Club on November 10th, 1952. Why he waited and sat on it for 10 years, I can't
Because he
tell
hadn't
you.
sobered up in that long time.
Could be. After much trial and error, sampling, and a trip back to Ireland just to be sure
That's what they all
Just to
say.
be sure. Del Plane, along with the Buena Vista owners, Jack Kepler and George Freeberg, were able to replicate the delicious coffee.
I think I've had it one
the
time.
method for floating the cream. See, I guess there's a method for
I did not know
floating
that.
the cream.
Have you ever had this?
I have had an Irish coffee before.
I had one. I can remember one time. I don't remember where I was. Maybe it was because it was my 9th Irish coffee.
I think I've
don't
only had
remember.
one or two, but
think I've had one.
one of them was about a month ago.
Really?
I had an Irish coffee at Annie Gunn's in
St. Louis.
In St. Louis.
Annie Gunn's, I love that
they,
place.
They do it. I think, I shared an Irish coffee with somebody who was basically going down the menu.
I see. I know who that would be.
One at a time.
I know.
How do you make this? Starting with a warm glass, fill 2/3 full of freshly brewed coffee, stir in a heaping teaspoon of sugar, then add an ounce of Irish whiskey.
I think I would back off on the sugar a little bit because of the cream on top.
Adding the cream so it floats is the tricky part, according to the Buena Vista account. I wonder what that is. See, that's got
That looks really cool.
cream. Yeah, that cream looks like it's they've thrown a little coffee bean on top of
I
that.
wondered what that was. Was that a hawker? I couldn't tell. It looked like a hawker.
Cream that is 48 hours old is best. However, others recommend whipping cream, not whipped cream, that has been
Whipping?
lightly whipped and foamed.
Whip it good.
Or foamed. When the coffee has stopped swirling from stirring the sugar, pour the foamy cream over the back of a spoon. That's how you do. That's how they do the cream on top of the Guinness too.
Is that right?
That is correct.
Wow.
What is the correct
Hi.
way to spell Irish whiskey?
IRISH. WISKY. I have no idea.
Well, you see,
Whiskey, WISKY, no EY.
Irish whiskey and American whiskey are spelled with the E.
Really? I thought
Scotch whiskey
is without
the E.
it was E. I did not know that.
Yeah, so you see, now we're learning
We're
new
learning
things.
something today.
I'm glad to help your day
Sure and
move
begorra.
along.
Sure and begorra. Beep, 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 beep.
Question: I don't like coffee. Will I like Irish coffee?
Absolutely, because it's loaded with booze.
If you like whiskey,
Well, you're good. You're good.
the whiskey actually, folks, the whiskey does kind of overpower the coffee.
I would think so.
Yeah, it's very strong.
I couldn't. One's not enough, and two's probably too many.
What else is going on today, ladies and gentlemen?
This ought to be big.
This is
Huge. World Kiwanis.
Kiwanis Week. I've got one I'm skipping here. I'll come back to it here. We'll take a break.
Does Kiwanis, do you have to ride these rides if you're a member of the Kiwanis or something? You have to play out?
I think
on the
that's a
playground?
requirement. Yeah, each year on January 21st, it's the start of Kiwanis Week,
cool.
a week-long anniversary celebration of the club's first official meeting. Celebration goes from January 21st to January 26th.
Wow, interesting. I
let's
did not
see.
know that.
When was the first meeting? I'm trying to find that. I hate to quiz you. There it is. The first official meeting took place on this date, or January 21st, actually,
18 something?
in Detroit, Michigan. No, in 1915.
1915?
That's
It's a great
1915.
organization.
At the time, the organization called itself the Supreme Lodge Benevolent Order Brothers. That seems
Sounds a little too much like
seems repetitive.
because the Kiwanis, they usually don't operate a social club.
No, the club was formed as a way for business people to improve their communities. In 1920, Kiwanis adapted the slogan "We Build," and in 1922, they convened across the border into Toronto.
It's a
By
great
that time,
organization.
they already had over 800 clubs with 68,000 members. Now they are in 80 countries with over 500,000 members.
It's a great organization.
How about that?
How many times have you had a Kiwanis lemon shake-up? They're delicious.
How many times?
Several times for me.
I would say.
Or had a pancake breakfast from the Kiwanis. They do a lot of things to raise money, and then they turn right back and give it back to the
do the
community.
parades too.
Oh, yes. They turn it around and give it back to the community.
They take, don't they collect cans and stuff at those Christmas parades?
Yeah,
and
and
stuff?
give that to charity.
High school sports tonight. This Thursday evening in girls basketball. Columbia will be at Salem. I'll be there.
Salem Wildcats, right?
Lady Cats. I've got some for you today.
Okay. I'm
This will
ready.
be good. NBA basketball, it's at 9:30 tonight. Chicago's at the Lakers. That's on NBC Sports Chicago, channel 643. Boston is at Miami on TNT at 6:30. It's a doubleheader on TNT. Boston, Miami, followed by Sacramento at Golden State. Now,
Okay.
This being a Thursday night, there for some reason college basketball has moved off of Thursday. The big conferences have moved off of Thursday nights, letting it go to the smaller schools.
Okay.
Just telling you that.
Because you're getting ready to have mascot.
There's a quadruple header on CBS Sports Network at 4 p.m. Elon versus Campbell. If you know either of these, it's going to be Campbell, because Campbell has a great name.
The Campbell Camels.
Elon, the what?
Campbell Camels.
Ladies and gentlemen, did you look over and see that?
Did I get that right?
Yeah, it's Campbell Camels.
I just made that up.
It's the Campbell Camels.
I figured, is it down around Fort Campbell? No,
I don't think. I think it's over in the East Coast.
Okay,
somewhere.
I have no idea. Elon Musk, former University of Missouri, Kansas City. Now just the Kansas City. Now Kansas City is at South Dakota State at 6 p.m. These are two good names. South Dakota. It's got to be an Indian name.
No, South Dakota State Jackrabbits.
Jackrabbits. Okay.
Against a similar animal, Kansas City.
The things you shoot all the time. Gophers.
Kangaroos.
There's no kangaroos.
The Roos. They're called the Roos.
That's terrible.
ROOS.
Somebody just made that
Kansas City
at a
Roos.
bar one night.
I'm just telling you.
That's terrible.
New Mexico Aggies. That'll be followed by New Mexico State Aggies at Sam Houston
Institute of Technology.
Bearcats. And then at 10 p.m., Pacific Tigers at St. Mary's, the Gales. San Francisco plays on ESPN2 at Gonzaga. That's the Bulldogs. What's San Francisco?
The Dolphins.
Dons.
The Dons. The dishwashing people?
They're Italian people in San Francisco.
The Dons. Oh, Don, as in Teflon Don.
Misters, like Padre or something. Like Don Corleone.
Yeah, Teflon Don.
Teflon Don.
John Gotti.
On ESPNU, this is another couple of them. This one of them you might get. Two of them you ought to get.
I got the Campbell.
Well, you did great on that.
Thank you very much.
Purdue Fort Wayne Mastodons at 6 o'clock. Why would you like the Mastodons is the name?
That's terrible.
At Northern Kentucky, playing the Norse.
Vikings.
They're the Norse.
The Norse. Oh, the Norse.
Northern Kentucky Norse.
North.
Followed by at 8 p.m. Western Illinois. Don't say it.
North.
Western Illinois is it's up in
Cahokians.
No, it's up in
Peoria.
What's the town? Mattoon, but
Matino.
one of those western towns.
Muscuda. That's over by St. Louis. I have no idea. Give me
the Leathernecks.
The Leathernecks because they're Marines.
They are Marine. They're a military. Used to have military school. Playing the University of Southern Indiana
Eagles.
Screaming Eagles. That's
Eagles.
fun.
That's right.
That's Len. I'm Bruce. We're going to be back right after these words. Back in a sec.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lemon Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lemons always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at lemonsonline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
At Clay City Banking Company, we're all on the same team, regardless of zip code. At home, work, school, or across the country, you can be part of our team with our cutting-edge mobile banking products. From your hand, you can check balances, transfer money, make deposits, and pay bills. Looking for a loan? We've got you covered with our mortgage, agriculture, commercial, and consumer loans. Join our team today. Clay City, Flora, Louisville, and Fairfield Banking Companies. We're the hometown banks, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Chapman's Furniture has the best prices every day. You can find them open Monday through Saturday from 9 to 5 and located at 210, 300, and 306 West Main Street in Salem. Chapman's features a full line of furniture, including Ashley Furniture, bedding by Sealy and Bimco, and the largest selection of rugs in Southern Illinois. They have a huge selection of recliners, including lift and power, and wallpaper and border in stock at closeout prices. Call 618-548-2221 for the best price around.
Briscoe Surplus Sales on the northeast edge of Flora is your one-stop do-it-all shop. Looking for rugged boots and footwear from great brands like Lacrosse, Rocky, and Carolina? They're there. How about top-notch small engine parts and service? Briscoe Surplus Sales has it. Whether you're wiring your switches or switching your wiring, Briscoe Surplus Sales has the solution and the know-how to help you get the job done right the first time. Briscoe Surplus Sales, your one-stop do-it-all shop.
It is all things new at Zimdar's Heating, Air Conditioning, and Appliance Repair. We have a new line of heating and cooling equipment and new technicians. Our new equipment line offers 24 months free financing and excellent warranty coverage. Our experienced service technicians can provide you with quality service and repairs on all brands of HVAC equipment. Zimdar's has been serving Clay County and the surrounding areas for over 23 years. The employees of Zimdar's are here to help, so call local and call Zimdar's.
Now we're hot. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. Len Wells is here.
Thank you.
Roving editor of the Wayne County Press. Oh, by the way,
Yes.
there is one other thing we were going to celebrate today.
What's that, sir?
One other date
Okay.
to celebrate here on I think this one, is this today or
National
yesterday?
Blackhead Day or something? Zits and stuff, no?
That makes some sense, but no, it's not that at all. It is, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to National Beer Can Appreciation Day.
Thank you so much.
This is
Yes.
actually a Wednesday was a
It
beer
looks like
can
Bud Light
appreciation.
to me. That's what
I
that
think
looks
those
like.
those do appear to be Bud Light cans.
Well, the right color, at least. Very interesting.
It's got liters on it though, so I don't know if that's a Bud Light or that's a carbonated. I think that's a soda can.
It could be.
But the Beer Can Appreciation Day recognizes the great day and what year when beer was first sold in cans. Cans.
That had to have been pre
I'll give you the same thing. I'll give you 10 years either way.
1920.
Just as far off as the last one.
Oh, man.
15 years off this. 1935.
35. I've got what
I would have thought earlier than that too.
What I started to say, seriously, was pre-World War II, because I knew they had canned beer in World War II.
Right. And you would have thought pre-prohibition too, but no, the cans came after prohibition.
Wow. But you had to have and I don't like to use the term church.
We'll
key.
get it. I mean, I was going to talk about it. You
had to have an opener.
You can use the church. It's not a term of derision.
It isn't?
No.
Church key?
Church key is not a term of derision.
Well, there you go. Anyway,
At least
that was
that's what
before they
this-
had the pop top, and then you had the pop top that all.
Why is it called a church key? The term church key for a can opener is used because this tool looks similar to the heavy iron keys that used to be used to lock a church.
Well, how about that? I thought it had something to do with drinking and winding up in church. Or
No, see,
That's where I went wrong.
had you not said that, it would not have been offensive.
Now we had to go down that
You
road.
had
Didn't
to go that direction.
I? I'm so sorry. But yeah,
But I've got pictures of a bunch. Look at these.
Oh, man.
I must tell you,
I can recognize some of those.
back in the 80s, I thought about starting collecting beer cans, and I would have had a pretty good sized wall.
I'd say
Of,
the problem is they'd all been the same brand.
well, no. You got a point.
Yeah.
But yeah, see, I mean, here's some.
Foster's is terrible. I
Those
hate
were in pretty
Foster's.
rough shape. They got a couple of fall. I don't like Carlsberg's not very good. That's an old Guinness can on
Blue
there.
Ribbon's coming back.
For some
sadly.
for some reason, they threw a Fanta orange in that one.
That was, but it's a can. It's a
It's a can.
country club. Never heard of that.
I think I've got a better picture of this one. Yeah, there you go. That's a little bigger.
Red,
picture.
white, and blue.
I
That's
have had
talking about
Old
cheap.
Chicago.
Oh, I have too.
I have. Well, let's see. Of
Old
these
Styles up there.
Cooks, I've had. That's a bad beer.
Cook is a local beer. The G.
I've had Kronenberg. I've had Black Label. That whole. I've had. If you go next to it, I've had Rolling Rock Grolsch.
That's terrible.
I don't
Rolling
know what
Rock
JR
bad.
is. I like Rolling Rock. It's not bad. What's that? The Derby beer up there. I don't know what that one is.
I don't see it. I'm sorry.
Lucky, right above Lucky on the upper left-hand corner there.
Oh, okay. No, I've never had that. Cook, I have had.
But you see what's cool about this one? They've got hams in the keg, right there about just over a little bit, all
Yes.
the way to the top.
Oh, it's terrible.
Oh, it is bad beer, but that is the best can ever.
It is. It's a really good can.
It's a keg.
Terrible beer.
Basically, it's like a keg of beer.
It's like a keg of beer. Then you got Billy beer down at the bottom, which was Billy Carter.
Do they do have Billy beer?
Yeah.
I've never had a Bergie, the Burgermeister beer.
That's terrible.
That probably is terrible.
Lowenbrow.
They see now Lowenbrow was pretty good. Wasn't the Lowenbrow? Didn't they have to? Didn't they import that from Germany or something
I
like
don't
that?
know. I'm not sure.
I've never had Country Club malt liquor. I
It's,
have had.
I think that may be, seriously, I don't mean to, it may be more of an ethnic kind of thing.
Oh, really?
I think so, seriously.
Huh. Okay. Well, I have had the middle column Budweiser, red, white, and
Schlitz.
blue. Next to it,
Genesee.
I have had Genesee. I've had the X there, the triple X thing. I've had Tecate.
Tecate is a good Mexican beer.
Old Vienna. I've had. I don't know about.
I love their
Chop.
sausages, though.
What?
Their Vienna sausages. I love those. Old Vienna.
But it's a nice
Trip through beer.
trip through beer.
Yeah.
Glad to help out.
Beer history. We love it.
Beer history.
But yeah, then they have the pop top where actually
There's an even bigger wall.
the thing came off of it. Remember that? And if you threw it down, you just step on a pop top, and cut your foot, and all
was
the birds
never
get
cool.
choked to death on them and everything. Remember that?
You,
And
then
now
you
the
had all
ones-
the animals. Then you had the animals cutting themselves and stuff on the
Oh,
pop
terrible!
tops.
I hate that.
And
But now that stays on there, which is, I guess, a good thing, the opener thing kind of deal.
well, yeah. You know that. I wonder if all those stories about people cutting themselves on pop tops and.
Well, Jimmy
and-
Buffett said it happened.
Well, I know, but if any of that stuff's disinformation,
I'd say it probably is.
something.
I wrote a column about that. Did
You did.
Misinformation.
I tell you what, let's do. Let's take a quick break and we'll
she was
come back
also a
and talk
dancer.
about
Misinformation.
disinformation.
She was a dancer.
Was she good?
Oh, yeah. Very good.
We'll be back in a second, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi, my name is Landon Carter, and I'm a financial consultant at Benjamin F. Edwards in Florida. Whether you're planning to send a loved one to school, preparing for retirement, or passing your wealth to the next generation, we have the knowledge and perspective to implement financial strategies that will help you move smoothly through life's transitions. Here at Edwards, our clients know that we are fully invested in their financial future. To find out more, call Duke and I invite you to give us a call at 618-508-8050. Benjamin F. Edwards, member SIPC.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Le Mans Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians, and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Le Mans always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at lemansonline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
For service beyond the surface, call Carter Trucking in Fairfield. Carter's trucks are ready to haul your big freight and grain. So whatever you call Jeremy Carter, the Mucho Mulcho Man, the driveway doctor, the gravel guru, the pothole pirate, the rockin' redneck, the smooth operator, the mud hole master, or the happy hauler, just call him. 842-2022 to haul your big freight, grain, and more with trucks from Carter Trucking, Williamson Drive in Fairfield.
Carson Auction Realty is pleased to offer a public auction 160 acres owned by the estate of Jimmy Vest, located in Wayne County, Illinois, southeast of Orchardville, near the Wayne and Marion County line. The auction is Thursday, January 25th at 11 a.m. at the Johnsonville Roten Building. This is a live in-person only auction offering outstanding farmland, hunting, and recreational acreage in 4 tracts. Go to our website, www.carsonauctionrealty.com for more details, or call our office at 618-662-4911.
ladies and gentlemen. How y'all doing? Well, I'm gonna switch cameras. I feel more comfortable.
I'd feel better if you would.
I feel
Thank you
I
so
do
much.
too, yeah. You feel better now?
I do. Thank you.
I said I was going to ask you about, you had a column. Tell me about your column this week. I thought it was great. I read
Thank
your
you.
column. I thought it was terrifically well done.
Well, thank you very much. It was just a column about misinformation and primarily the internet. I sometimes look at the internet as the devil's workshop. I mean, really and truly.
Yeah.
Sadly, people throw stuff out on the internet, and then people just soak it up like it's the absolute, complete, and total truth.
Without there being any justification or anything. Of anything.
And I look primarily at let's just say COVID, vaccinations. There are stories out there that the COVID vaccine and vaccines in general, the way that they're being developed now changes your genes, your genetics in your body. And you don't want to take vaccines because it's going to damage your body. And if you read these articles online, well, you would never have your kid take a measles, mumps, or rubella shot, or you certainly would never get a COVID vaccination or any of these vaccinations, or pneumonia or shingles, or that's going to ruin your genes. Terrible, because of the way they're being made. And there's no scientific basis at all for these stories, because what you're doing is you're dismissing science and all the research that has come before the development of these vaccines.
Science can be difficult to read.
Well, if you're not a scientist, and that's exactly why I don't go to a palm reader instead of a doctor. You know what I'm saying? If I got a problem with my shoulder, I'll go see the doctor. I won't go see a palm reader or some shaman somewhere. I trust the science. That's just me. Do you want to believe that? But
It is surprising, though. I mean, and
misinformation.
Misinformation. That's the thing. There are, and the reason it's newsworthy to me is that you had levels of disease that were going down.
Now they're going up,
and gone, and now they're coming back like measles and
measles and all that
tuberculosis and that kind of thing. It's just crazy.
And here in Illinois, more than half of the counties in Illinois are at moderate to high level of COVID transmission and hospitalizations, and that's because only 24% of Illinois residents have gotten their COVID boosters. That's exactly why.
How many are we talking about?
How many what?
How many boosters are we talking about? Does it count as a booster?
I believe 2, but I mean, there's been. You're supposed to get a COVID vaccination every year because it changes and morphs and things like that.
Different varieties.
Different varieties, just like a flu shot.
Right.
And people aren't getting flu shots because it'll make your babies be born naked. You know what I'm saying? Just stupid stuff like that. And that's just me, folks. So if you don't want to get a shot, don't get a shot. But I'm just saying, if you get on the internet and you read this stuff, consider the source. If you want to know the truth about vaccinations, go to the Centers for Disease Control website, or Johns Hopkins University website, or St. Louis University, or Washington University.
That's the thing.
Go to those websites that are trusted and get the truth.
That's the interesting thing to me, is that people are willing to listen to somebody willy-nilly on the internet who has no qualifications whatsoever.
No, other than they read this article and, well, this guy's got doctor after MD after his name.
You've got the occasional movie star or something. Listen to a movie star telling you that your babies will be born naked.
And one of the other things that I pointed out in that column, Bruce, was about.
By the way, did you know? I've never had one, but I'm told babies are actually born naked.
They are, and it's not you can blame it on vaccinations if you want to.
They used to have clothes back in the 1800s, 1700s.
One of the other things, Bruce, I brought up in my column was discussing the Confederate flag.
Yeah.
The Confederate flag, so many people say, well, it's all about heritage. It's all about history. It's all about, our history. It has nothing to do with slavery. It has nothing to do with hatred. It has nothing to do with racism. The Confederate flag is just a symbol of our history. And then I pointed out in my column, And I got this from a very good friend of mine, a guy by the name of Jerry Kreisel. Have you ever heard of him?
I know Jerry Kreisel.
The Honorable Jerry Kreisel.
He's a judge from Edwards County.
He's a Jefferson County Associate Judge. He's originally from Edwards County. He also played Abraham Lincoln in the Lincoln-Douglas debate series with Judge Franklin. Remember they went around the country and did the Lincoln-Douglas. Just he's a scholar. He studies Lincoln, and anyway. The Honorable Jerry Kreisel, we were having a discussion one day about the Confederate flag and what it means, and people say it hasn't had anything to do with racism or slavery. He said, all I suggest is read the Confederate Constitution. And within that document is your answer.
It's in about the top 10 words.
Yeah, it's about slavery.
Yeah.
And so if you think it's not...
Well, the thing to me that bothers me about the Confederate, one of the things, I mean, for the people who say it's about, heritage and that kind of stuff. If you're doing it, if you got it going in Illinois, I mean, we were a northern state for crying out loud.
I thought we were, and I thought the union.
Now I have a grandparent, a great grandparent that was
4 generations back.
Yeah, 3 or 4 generations back, who lived in Georgia in the 1860s and emigrated. Well, I guess you call it immigrated if you move from Georgia to Illinois during the Civil War,
sure,
to get away from that kind
Confederacy.
of business. Yeah, and I mean,
But I did point out in my column, Bruce, you have the absolute right to fly.
Absolutely.
Put it up in your yard. Use it as curtains in your house. Spot weld it to the back of your truck. Drive all over town, up and down Main Street, 24/7. I don't care, because that's your right. But just understand what it really stands for. That was my only point.
Then other people, if you have the right to absolutely do it, but other people have the right to make judgments about you based on that, don't you think?
About your ignorance of what it stands for. Not saying anybody's ignorant, but their ignorance of where that symbol came from, the history of it. I think.
I mean, the Leonard Skinner, whenever they played, they always had the Confederate flag. They're from Florida and Georgia, but they stopped doing that.
Yeah.
I mean, they stopped doing it years and years ago because if you're wanting to sell albums, you don't want to offend people.
Yeah, and
too much.
But
sometimes it's not that bad.
Yeah, that's what I was saying about vaccines and misinformation about that and medical care. And one other thing I pointed out, and this is a very, very lovely person. I'm not going to use her name. I have a grandson, who has autism. I'll make his story short. I have a grandson who has autism. And he's on the spectrum. He's nonverbal, 10 years old. And so this individual, being so kind, so sweet, sent me and my daughter an email that says essential oils. That's all he needs. This particular essential oil is proven to cure autism. Now, believe me, if that was true, I'd be out there the first one buying a 50-gallon drum of this stuff.
Sure, absolutely.
And the only reason that you're not that you can't use that is because the big pharmaceutical companies are blocking it. They're blocking all the science about essential oils. Essential oils smell wonderful. I like some of them. I absolutely love them, but I don't think they cure a darn thing.
Don't you think the big pharmaceuticals would be cornering the market of essential oils if it worked? They got more money than everybody. So I don't know.
Again, that's just
anyway. It was a wonderful column. If you get the chance to read the Wayne County Press from Monday night, it was an outstanding column and very well done. We're going to take a quick break. Back after these on Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. That's Len Wells. I'm Bruce. Back in a sec. Having car trouble, need a tow, or just some routine maintenance? Butcher Automotive in Louisville has you covered. Locally owned and operated, Butcher Automotive offers complete vehicle repair services along with tire sales and wheel alignment. They're your local Hankook tire and interstate battery dealer. Butcher Automotive offers free local pickup and delivery so your car can be repaired while you're at work or at home. Butcher strives to treat everyone's vehicle as their own. At Butcher Automotive, they don't want you to give them your business, they want to earn it.
Residents of the Clay County and surrounding area have relied on Clay County State Bank for sound professional service for over 100 years. With convenient lobby and drive-up hours, we are ready to serve you Monday through Saturday. We appreciate all who bank with us, and we look forward to the opportunity of working with anyone who is looking for a community bank to help with their financial needs. Give us a call at 665-3314, visit us online, or stop by and see us on the square in Louisville to experience our friendly personal service.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lemon Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lemons always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at lemonsonline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
I thought I'd lost my business in that fire, but my agent was there before the flames were out. He said, together, we're going to rebuild. Our employees depended on it. My independent agent and auto owners made sure we didn't skip a beat. I mean, we didn't miss a single payroll.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there. Auto Owners Insurance. North Wayne Insurance Agency in Flora is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
Hey, folks, welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. I'll
Thank you for letting me wear a sweatshirt today rather than the suit and tie or the three-piece suit that I normally wear. It's wintertime.
I didn't want you out showing the host.
No, I would never do that. No, I got that message a long time ago.
You don't need to show up the host in your dress.
How long have you been to this show?
You were the first guest.
I know, but how long ago was that?
That was March 26th of 2018.
And they still haven't canceled you. Isn't that great?
They just expanded it. I'm doing. They're putting this on at 9 o'clock, and now we're going to put it on at 2 o'clock too.
Holy cow! I'm going to be like.
You're going to be on twice a day.
I'm
and then whenever I run replays, I'm going to run those on 2 o'clock.
So I still get the residuals times two.
You're getting absolutely. You're getting
time two.
You're getting that's you're getting the exact same amount you were getting beforehand twice.
Thank you, man. Showtime.
I hate to put you in a new tax bracket.
No. 2 times 0 still 0.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Len Wells is here. He is the roving editor for the Wayne County Press. And as such, he roves all around.
Yes.
You get the opportunity to see different. What is your? I see the Wayne County Press now covers White County, Hamilton County.
Edwards
you guys are
County.
covering Edwards County. Because there's no printed newspapers.
There's no printed newspapers in those areas, and those Edwards in particular and White in particular, they still have to publish legal notices.
Yes.
In a paper of general
circulation.
Thank you very much. General circulation. So it just made perfect sense if they're spending their money, the counties, governments are spending money for legal advertising. It sure makes sense to give those counties news of their county.
Were you able to? Was the paper able to get into new stores and stuff down?
Oh yeah. Their distribution has. I tell you what's really exploded is their online version of the paper, which is a subscription service, and
I do that too. I do that as well as the
that has really exploded. Done very well.
As part of your rovings, tell some of the places you go to. Tell me some of the interesting.
Well, I go into my living room where I got a nice TV in there, and we have 2 bathrooms. But no, one of the places. I rove to Grayville.
You rove to Grayville?
Well, it's 15, 18 miles, however long far it is from my house. But anyway, there's a neat place over there. I don't know if you've ever been to it. It's called Terabas. Have you ever heard of Terabas?
I have heard of Terabas. Tell me about it.
Terabas is an adult-use marijuana dispensary. Okay, and it's been in
recreational and medicinal.
I believe that's correct, and it's been in operation since July of 23. And I think the owner.
We are not advertising anything for Terabas.
No. I'm not suggesting that anybody do anything take any marijuana, smoke any marijuana, do any I just wanted to talk about the business because it's fascinating to me.
It is really, I mean, to me too. I think it's fascinating that it's, for one thing, it's all cash.
It's all cash because the feds don't think this is legal yet, so you can't use the banking system, as in credit cards and things of that nature, because they're connected to the banks, correct?
Right, yeah.
But one of the things that Grayville did when they were approached about having a dispensary come to town, the city council had to agree to have this business, okay? Mm-hmm. And so they said, yeah, that'd be a good idea to have this dispensary, but, we want to benefit from this financially.
Sure.
The community. And so they imposed a 3% sales tax on the cannabis dispensary. Now, there's already a 1% sales tax. State of Illinois has a 1% sales tax on this stuff. So that's a 3% override, if you want to call it that, on top of everything else. So the latest number that I have is for the month of October, because there's a lag in paying the city. They're, distributing that tax money.
And also probably a lag in distributing the information to the state.
Oh, and all that. It goes to the state and back anyway.
Right.
Can you guess how much tax money the city of Grayville got for the month of October?
Just 1 month.
1 month. 3%.
$20,000.
39 grand.
39,000.
39,000 and change.
Wow.
In the month of October. Now, again, they've only been in business since
For a
July.
small city like Grayville.
But it's located right there within view of the Wabash River, Indiana. Indiana doesn't have recreational marijuana. Okay?
Do they have medicinal?
I don't think so.
I don't think they do
they have either one. So it was strategically located at Grayville, right there on the state line. So you have a tremendous amount of business from Indiana, and then of course you've got a tremendous amount of business from Illinois. Now,
that's $1.5 million in sales per month.
I was going to ask how you do that. You're a banker. You can figure that stuff in your head. That's a lot. That's a lot of sales.
That's a lot of sales.
That's a lot of sales
for basically a business that hadn't only been open for 6 months by then.
Yeah, and I expect the figure for December, which will be payable in probably end of February, 1st of March, it'll top $50,000. No question in my mind.
Yeah.
The reason I say that is a friend of mine. And again, I'm not endorsing anything, so please don't misunderstand me. But a friend of mine said, they have some products there that could help people, really actually help people with various ailments.
They have non-THC products.
No, they do not.
Oh, they do not have non-THC.
Well, I shouldn't say that. Back up.
CBD products.
They have. What was told to me was if you have an ache and a pain in your elbow or your knee or whatever, one of the things they have is a salve. I call it a salve. It's an ointment, something like that. That is 100 milligrams CBD and 100 milligrams THC.
Oh,
so it's half and half, 1 to 1. But it's got menthol and it doesn't smell anything like pot. And somebody convinced me to try that. I got a bad knee. What the heck? So I went and bought a little. It can't be more than an ounce, maybe 2 at the most. I don't know what it was. And I was scared to put it on. I figured I'd, take off my clothes and run naked through the yard. Yeah, seriously.
What do they ask in Animal House? Will it make me go psycho?
I had no idea. But I put it on, Bruce. It worked.
Did it go psycho?
No.
It worked? You went psycho?
I know. It worked. My pain went away.
Oh, so you were not in pain anymore?
Not where I applied that.
You were just in your other pain.
Of course I No. Seriously, though, my point is simply that there are other applications of this product than getting high.
Yeah.
They have stuff for pain, stuff for sleeping.
Well, that's the thing. I know. I've got friends whose elderly parents use it. And of course I've got friends and relatives who are cancer patients.
Absolutely, and that was one of the
pain. It's amazing.
It was one of the things. Not only pain, but appetite.
Well, it keeps people off of opioids.
Keeps people off of opioids, and if you can take a little bit of this either through an edible, not smoking it necessarily, but if that improves your appetite, you can gain some weight, and you got your weight back, and your health is going to get better. And so there's some good things about
that's fascinating.
Some good things about it.
Do you run into with it legalized in Illinois, both recreational and medicinally? Do you still run into the I don't want to call it hatred, but the bias against. Is it as strong as it was in the '80s when Ronald Reagan and Nancy Reagan?
I don't see that. I don't see that because what I see are people seriously my age, or not hippies or anything like that that are interested in trying some of this for reasons other than getting high. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think there's some positive things about it, and surely to goodness, probably about 85 or 90% of the customers buy it to get high.
I got to tell you,
which is fine. It's legal.
I got to tell you, as legal vices go in giving money and getting money to the communities. I feel, I mean, I'm not making a recommendation.
I'm not either. Absolutely,
I'm not making a recommendation. But the argument could be made that this is a lot better for the community at large than gambling machines. Say,
of which there are plenty of those.
There are plenty of those. You want some big talk? I've got Len Wells here. We're going to come right back and wrap things up with Lenny today. Back in a second.
Fashion is our passion at Carnaby Square. We specialize in customer service and have since 1980. Our multi-generational boutique features your favorite on-trend to classic famous maker fashions, footwear, accessories, and a massive inventory at Brighton. So come, relax, explore, and elevate your look with us. Everyone is welcome, where we always wrap it, tag it, and bag it for free at Carnaby Square in downtown Fairfield.
Briscoe Surplus Sales on the northeast edge of Flora is your one-stop do-it-all shop. Looking for rugged boots and footwear from great brands like Lacrosse, Rocky, and Carolina? They're there. How about top-notch small engine parts and service? Briscoe Surplus Sales has it. Whether you're wiring your switches or switching your wiring, Briscoe Surplus Sales has the solution and the know-how to help you get the job done right the first time. Briscoe Surplus Sales, your one-stop do-it-all shop.
Napa know-how.
At Flora Auto Parts, you can count on the Napa know-how experts to have the solutions to keep you running on the road or in the field. More than just your car, your locally owned Napa store carries a large inventory of parts for farms, heavy trucks, and just about everything that moves. Experienced counter people understand your needs and are ready to help with the perfect part at a great value. That's Napa know-how at Flora Auto Parts.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Le Mans Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Le Mans always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at lemansonline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back, Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on the Wabash Catch TV.
How about those Kansas City Chiefs, huh?
You've been watching.
Oh gosh,
you've been watching football.
I have.
Ladies and gentlemen, Len Wells, who does not. He is proud of the fact he doesn't know anything about sports.
I have a very good friend who is now retired, and she was in the communications department.
No kidding.
For the Kansas City
Were
Chiefs.
you able to ever score tickets from, I am the worst person of all time.
No.
I don't ask if she was a good friend. I don't ask a thing about, her lovely health or anything like that. First thing I ask is, you score tickets?
No, she was out of the business before I had an interest in the Kansas City Chiefs. But anyway, and my granddaughter and her dad went to the game. What was the coldest game in NFL history? Kansas City played who?
The week before last.
Who they play?
Dolphins.
It
wasn't the coldest, but it was
one of the coldest.
Yeah.
She was at that game.
Like top 5.
She went to that game. That was cool.
Where did she sit?
She told me that she was on the 30-yard line. But
so she was out in the weather.
Oh yes. But she said she was able to go up several rows and wave at Taylor Swift. That was for a junior in high school. That was a big deal.
Oh,
Junior
it must
girl.
be. Did Taylor Swift wave back?
Yes, she did.
Well,
she was
that's
very
cool.
kind.
Did you see when they were buying the beers and buying water?
No, they were freezing.
The water was behind. You go through. They've got these, of course, glass covered fridges, right?
Right.
And you go and pick up your water and go pay for it. They would take the water out of the fridge, set it down, and you could see the ice just float up in it.
That's cold.
Just getting started.
That's cold.
There were people were buying beers in the fridge. They would open the beer.
Oh, that's a waste, a terrible waste.
It was, it's probably $15 a beer too.
Oh, terrible.
Something like that.
That's why you take edibles with you. I'm just teasing.
I enjoyed this job for 6 years. This was a good
seriously,
time.
I guess it was a dreadfully cold day, and I don't know how the players.
It was 30 degrees below zero or something.
And the players actually still played.
Some of them, linemen brag about, I'm Mr. Tough Guy, play without sleeves.
That's a great equalizer, isn't it? That 30 below zero.
It was for Miami because they don't get a practice in it.
No,
Miami practices in Miami, and of course the Chiefs practiced all week long in not that cold of weather, but
blizzard
approaching that weather.
So are the Chiefs going to do well as we move forward?
Well, you tell me. You're the new.
Well, I'm kind of rooting for them only because my friend.
They are playing at Baltimore
the Ravens
on Sunday night.
Yeah, well, that'd be a good game.
Their first game, like Sunday
afternoon. That'd be a blowout.
This should be a good game. No, they both games this weekend should be good. The Chiefs are currently a 4-point underdog.
Oh,
they started out like 2.5, and
it wasn't a blowout. Their win was not a blowout. This last game was not a blowout.
No, at Buffalo, no, it was not a blowout.
They had a good chance. Buffalo had a good chance to win that, or at least tie it.
The guy missed the field goal to try to tie. Now the Ravens, on the other hand, they did kind of win in a blowout. The Baltimore Ravens, they won by 3 touchdowns.
Well, anyway, I'm kind of rooting for the Chiefs only because I have a friend who was involved in the organization. So there.
So who are you rooting for on the other side?
Who is on the other side? I'm serious. Tell me. I know, Bert. I'm so sorry. I'm not a sports aficionado. You know that, though.
I do know that.
So tell me who the other two teams are.
Detroit at San Francisco.
I love the Lions. Thank you.
It is the Lions.
I like the Detroit Lions.
Playing against San Francisco
49ers.
Ladies and gentlemen.
But I would root for Detroit, only because that city needs a win. It's been down.
That city does need a win.
That city does need a win. I like Detroit.
I went to the World Series when they lost to the Cardinals. That was fun.
That they lost, or
lose.
just
I had a good time.
That'd be the Tigers, right?
That was the Tigers. Yeah,
Detroit Tigers.
I've never been to a Lions. I take that back. I have been to a Lions football game up in Green Bay.
And you still like watching hockey, don't you?
I do like watching.
I am so sorry.
When your granddaughter, you say?
Yeah.
When your granddaughter was at that game, I was at a hockey game.
Oh,
I was actually watching hockey out of one eye and watching the TV on the other. They had the Chiefs.
And our mutual friend Joe Mitchell and his family were at the hockey game the same time you were.
Oh, were they at that game?
Joe Mitchell and his wife and kids were there.
It was cold.
Was it?
Yeah, it was cold inside and
there's
outside.
Ice on the floor, isn't there? Like hockey floor. It's always cold, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but
it's colder than normal.
Getting to the ice rink, they don't really have to when it's 0 degrees outside.
They don't have to do a lot of
chilling. Have to do a lot of refrigeration inside.
Well, good.
It gets cold.
So in other words, you do need to bundle up to go to a hockey game.
Yeah.
I've only been to one hockey game and I did not like it.
Why don't you like hockey games? What's the matter with you?
A buddy of mine, Ken Clore, and I went to the Checker Dome.
That is poorly phrased.
I can say that I went to the Checker Dome.
Good for you.
And it was dreadful. Absolutely. About like that
As the place or the game?
The place was interesting because it was historic.
It was certainly historic.
But we had trouble, couldn't find a place to park. It'd be assigned mole parking. Comes up there, mole parking. And anyway, we finally started walking around Kirkwood. walk to the Checker Dome from Kirkwood.
I used to park across the interstate, and they have like
Well,
football,
that was back when you could
baseball
walk.
fields and stuff. Well, yeah, walk across the interstate to the Checker,
And didn't get
arena.
run over. You're lucky there, man.
Well, you know, they had a bridge.
Oh, okay, a bridge. Well, you said the interstate.
Well, I mean, it's
a walkway then.
A walkway. Okay. Yeah, they had a walkway.
But I by the time I got to the game, I was just absolutely wore out. And then these people were skating up and down, hitting each other with their sticks and bleeding and
What's
stuff.
the next sporting event you're going to go to? We got like 20 seconds. You still go to baseball game? What?
I love baseball. When's
the last time you went to a ball game?
Cardinals ball game some years ago. Several years ago.
Several decades.
And I've been to high school sports.
Oh,
I love all high school sports.
Len, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me, Bruce.
Thank you so much. And thanks
I'm headed to the dispensary next.
Hopefully you didn't get me fired. We'll see y'all next time on Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Have a great day, folks. Thanks for watching.